Hi, my name is Ibrahim Akram. I'm 17 years old and I'm in 11th grade.
So who do you live with?
I live with my family, my dad, my mom, my brother, and my two sisters.
Are your sisters older or younger?
I have one older sister than me and one younger.
So you're a middle child.
Yep. And my brother is younger than me too.
Oh yes, your brother. How do you enjoy living at home?
It's pretty repetitive. I sleep, work, and just go to the weight room, and that's all I do.
What are your general hobbies other than weightlifting?
Fishing is one of them. You get to relax, fish, and listen to music. It's like a meditation. You know, you're away from all the stress, no family problems, and rest of the other things that may be going on in your life. Other than that, it's probably playing Call of Duty. I don't play that often, but when I do, people don't want to play with me because I'm too good using snipers. I was on the leaderboard with rhymes and bands, so I don't really, that's one of the hobbies. And then other than that, it would be trying to recruit people to weightlift. That's that. And then, yeah, those are the three hobbies that I typically indulge in if it's not lifting weights.
Is there anything you dislike doing or just things you dislike in general?
No, not really.
How do you get to and from school?
I take a school bus, a yellow school bus to school and back here. But some days when there's no school buses, for example, the late buses aren't here, I usually walk home from school, and then, usually the bus picks me up. And other than that, if I have to walk anywhere else, more related to the gym, I walk back and forth 40 minutes, but that's usually around 40 plus 40, what's that like? 1 hour,
That's
10
an
minutes?
hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, so around there. So that's how much time it takes me to get there and get back home. So that's that.
From school or to the gym?
From school and back. So
Nice.
both combined.
Wow. Is there anything you like in particular or dislike about Schenectady High School?
What I dislike about the school is that they're way too strict on the kids, and the teachers are just as ghetto as the kids are, and that's horrible because that's where most of the kids learn off of. And instead of teaching the right to the kids, they just do the most ghettoish things ever, and then the kids just learn off of them, and they just respond back how they're responding to begin with. And the only thing I like about the school is that they are ghetto because usually they don't care if you're skipping outside of the school. You don't get suspended for it like how most other schools do. And they could, to be honest, care less. Unless if it's the money. So yeah, that's that.
What are your thoughts on the recent escort-only policies?
I think it's pretty fucking horrible because we're high schoolers and this is our time to learn how to be adults and take responsibilities. And so I don't really think that they should be escorting kids instead of just disciplining them or holding them accountable by just giving them suspension, in-school suspension or out-of-school suspension, because I feel like that's a good way to tell kids that when they're out of school, that's how they're going to be held accountable for their actions instead of escorting them like they're children, which I don't think is right, because when they're out of high school, I don't think you teachers will be escorting kids to get their bills or work in McDonald's or some other place that they're working at. So I really think that the concept of escorting should be eliminated, and it's just awfully stupid and not useful.
As someone that works out, what are your thoughts on school lunch in general? Do you like it? Do you dislike it?
School lunch, it mainly depends if it's something good or bad. For example, if it's something like pizza or beans, then it's just irrational. It's horrible. But if it's something related to protein and good amount of carbs, which is like bread or anything like chicken, beef, that's good, or rice. But anything related to beans or anything, it's not good. So maybe like a 5 out of 10, or on a daily basis for food.
Is the weight room your after school program?
Yeah, and I also go to the weight room when the school is closed. So I usually go to Planet Fitness, Crunch Fitness, or sometimes it's like 2 hours away from me. It's LA Fitness, LA Best Fitness. So yeah.
So working out's a big part of your life?
Yes, it's my lifestyle at this point. I work out for at least 2 to 3 hours every day. If I don't work out, I feel like I'm going insane. So yeah, working out is a big part of my life, and without it, I feel miserable. Yeah.
When did you start working out?
When I was around 11 years old, I got into calisthenics for 2 years, thinking I'm going to get stronger and bigger, but that was not the case. I remained the same weight and the same body weight, so I studied for about 8 months about weightlifting, and then I stumbled across weightlifting, and then for about a good 1.2 years, I spent lifting weights. I did hypertrophy, and then the results were pretty good. I went from 124 body weight to 136, and I started lifting from just the barbell itself, doing 45. So I was able to lift 135 by the end of 1.2 years, which was a massive improvement for me because I was stuck at 124 body weight for the past 3 years or so. I went from struggling with the barbell itself to all the way doing 45. So I was able to lift 135 by the end of 1.2 years, which was a massive improvement for me because I was stuck at 124 body weight for the past 3 years or so. And then after when I actually got into weightlifting, it just vastly changed my life over the course of the year. And I just felt overall better about myself. I got leaner, I got stronger, I felt more confident about myself, and it became my lifestyle for me because now I genuinely cannot live without lifting weights because I feel like a shit-ass person. So yeah, that's that.
Do you like to work out with others or prefer to work out alone?
I prefer working out alone because when you're working with others, well, it depends because if I'm working with someone, they slow me down, but you can always maximize whatever you're doing because you don't gotta rely on yourself. So for example, if I'm doing a bench press, I don't have to typically rely on only myself. I have a partner who can lift for me in case I fail a bench press or anything. But I prefer working alone because you could be more consistent, you could get things done faster and on time, and then you can be out your way with that.
All right.
So that's that.
Is there anyone that you like to work out with in particular?
It used to be my brother, but he quit.
Oh. How do you feel about your brother quitting?
I feel really bad because that was the reason why he started lifting weights, and it took me about 5 months to start trying to get him into weightlifting. I kind of forced him, not like forced, but I kind of threw things onto him like he wouldn't lift or this or that, or like how he's lazy and my dad didn't really want that, and how it puts a shame to our family that he's about to be a grown-ass man, and the fact that he's not lifting weights or doing anything in particular that relates to fitness or to keep a good body or be strong, and just sitting on video games and playing all that, it's not good for him. So I tried to convince him, and he started lifting weights for about a year or so, but all of a sudden he quit, and he's gonna do calisthenics, which he hasn't been doing. He's just been playing Roblox and video games, so that's about that.
Do you feel like it's any reason of your own that he quit lifting weights, or it's just all on him?
I believe that he said that it was mostly because he wanted to do something else, but what I believe in is the fact that he just didn't want to lift weights or do anything besides stay home and play video games, because like he always tells me, it's the fact that he's young still and he doesn't want to waste his childhood years lifting weights or doing something hard when he could be enjoying his life, playing video games or doing something he likes. So that's that. So I really believe that he does not want to lift weights or do anything related to working out or doing anything that's beneficial for him, for his own body or health.
Since you work out a lot, do you play any sports?
I used to do boxing. I did boxing for 2 years. I did wrestling for 1 year. And that's about that. I used to play football. I played football for half a year. I quit. I didn't really like it. I wanted to try out basketball. I never really liked basketball really because I never understood the concept of dribbling a basketball and throwing it into a hoop. It's really lame. So yeah, I just stuck to boxing and weightlifting. So I was thinking about maybe if I grow up, maybe I want to take some enhancement drugs. Perhaps I could compete in the IFBB Pro, but you never know.
So you've been going here for 3 years, right?
Yep.
Who would you say is your favorite teacher or staff member, all monitor?
My favorite teacher by far has been Ms. P. She's a business teacher, and she's been my favorite because she's the most loving, the most caring. She's teacher out there, and she's the most understanding. She's so sympathetic, empathetic. She's a sweetheart, man. I can't like explain how sweet she is. That she's always there for you when you need her, and she understands when you're in like a certain problem. Unlike most of the teachers, for example, if you have a call from your parents, most teachers will be like, "Put your phone away. It doesn't matter." And she will be understanding. She knows that she goes through things herself, and she'll be like, you know what, you can take a step outside, you can do whatever you want, call or whatever. And if you need a walk outside, or if you're stressing out, she'll just let you be the whole day and not put stress upon you, knowing that you're already under some serious stress, which is really horrible.
Do you have a least favorite teacher?
I don't in particularly have the least favorite teacher, but if someone would be, it would be Miss Tyson. She's an English teacher, and she has problems with almost every single kid out there, that she will not stop bothering a kid until she has what she wants. Like, this one time, she asked me to do my work, catch up on my work. So I was catching up on my work, and she was reading us a book called Miracles Worker, and I was working on my essay that I was supposed to make up, or otherwise I would fail. And she was threatening me that I was gonna fail because of her, because I wasn't making up any of my work. So I was making up my work, and then she gets mad at me and snatches my work from me because I wasn't paying attention to the fact that she was reading Miracles Worker. So I don't understand if you want me to catch up the work or listen to you, because you're not like the boss of everything. You don't rule around, or you're just a teacher. You're supposed to teach, and that's it. You don't have any rights over me. So if you like snatching work from me, but then you want me to do the work, I don't think that's how things work. So that's that. So I believe that she's the worst teacher so far in the building. Maybe not, but maybe the devil is the worst, but who knows?
What are your thoughts on our head principal, Mr. Green?
I think he's a chill guy, but it depends. If you know him for a really long time, or like about 2 years or so, and if you're like really chill, like you're like a teacher little pet, like you're into working, or like all that little quirky type shit, he'll like you. But if you're like someone who's like ghetto mean, or always like aggressive, he's not gonna want you around, or he's gonna have like this aggressive behavior towards you. But in particular, I really do like him. He's like a nice person. He makes sure that he gets his job done. When he makes sure that kids get to classes, he makes sure that everything's in control. He makes sure that the staffs and the home monitors know what they're supposed to be doing. And if someone's not, he will make sure that they're out of the place fired and someone new is in the building. So yes, I do believe that he's a nice teacher, nice principal, and he's doing the job that he was supposed to be doing. So that's that.
Do you believe that, although Mr. Green is a cool dude, I agree, I'm a big fan of Mr. Green. Do you think that the way he approaches some problems, such as the hall sweeps, the hall checks, or perhaps
horrible,
as well as the escorts?
Horrible. They're really horrible. Mr. Green, if you ever do happen to watch this, I hope and I suggest to you that you fix the way you do your hall checks, and you just gotta implement something better. But yeah, the hall sweeps are pretty horrible in the way he does it. Sometimes he did like a sneak attack way earlier than he was supposed to be doing, which he wasn't supposed to be at all, because then you're taking away the time from the kids in which they were supposed to be transitioning to the next class, but they don't get that time because you're trying to make a hall check so early so you catch kids for no reason. So I think that's pretty unfair and not justifiable, I should say. It's just wrong. So that's right.
All right, Ibrahim, it's been a pleasure hearing from you. Thank you for your time.